assistant Dan Ray. And now for our Huskies. Our mascot manager for tonight's game is Melissa Himmelgarn. And of course, a 6'5" senior from North High School in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, number 40, Captain Uno. At the other corner, 6'4" freshman from Winthrop, Minnesota, number 34, Scott Springer. At center, a 6'6" senior from Wilmer, number 22, Captain Mark Harvey. And a guard, a 6-foot senior from Moraine, Ohio, number 24, Alaric Minky Poole. And a guard, a 5'9" junior from Key West, Florida, number 14, Orion Thurston. His coach on Huskies was Reagan and his staff, Kevin Slagle, Brad Gisberger, Barry Wooler, Reggie Perkins, and Regan Anderson.
And we have a misfire on the jump. Harvey going up against Troy Dean, who is 4 inches taller at 6'9". They'll try it again. Here's the toss. Dean controls the tap, and UNO has the opening tip-off. We're underway. St. Cloud State will drop back into man-for-man defense initially. Into the front court comes point guard Trent Neal. He dumps it off to his right to Terry Henderson, the new off guard. Now to Dan Olson out on top. Back to Neal, left wing. He'll dribble back out on top now for the Mavs. Neal stops and travels. He cut to his left. He's going to work off a pick from Dean, but stopped and dragged his foot, so UNO turns it over.
And the Huskies started out with a very good man-to-man, real tight.
St. Cloud State comes into the front court. UNO also matching up on the man-for-man. Orion Thurston into the front half for the Huskies. Bounce pass left wing, almost got away from Springer, but he corrals it with the left hand. Out on top now for Harvey. Left wing to Poole. He's in the corner. Back out to Harvey. Open. Three, maybe. Off the rim. No good. And the rebound comes down to Dan Olson. He's the only senior on this club, as Jerry mentioned. An Omaha native. Leaves it for Neal, who's into the front court. Now they work it around on top to Sven Bondi, the freshman. Down the lane goes Henderson on a give-and-go pass. Whistle. And a foul called against Henderson as he rammed into Rudall, who's set up to take the charge.
Yeah, it was an obvious charging foul. He lost the ball driving for the basket and his charge carried into Rudall.
Troy Rudall had led the Huskies in scoring for 4 straight games until the win over Morningside on Tuesday, a game in which Binky Poole had 23 to lead the Huskies. Back the other way now, St. Cloud State. Out on top is Harvey. Top of the circle plus. He's got it, brings it further out near the midcourt line to Poole, who hands it off now for Thurston, who calls out a new man-for-man offense set for the Huskies. OT stops, passes off on the high post. Rudall, he tried to get a backdoor pass to Poole, but it was intercepted by Henderson, who gets it off now for Neal. The Mavericks come back the other way. Neal will set up. Three-pointer is good. Right wing, Trent Neal, and the Mavericks have a 3-0 lead.
Neal is 5'11", but he's very well built. He's a very strong young man.
This team's leading scorer, 17.3 points per game. Trent Neal, the guard. To the front court, the Huskies come down by 3. Left baseline pass comes to Springer. He's double-teamed. Cross-courts a pass through the lane to Rudall, who brings it out to Thurston. His jumper is good for the right corner. Orion Thurston with the Huskies. First 2 points. And I got to correct myself. It is, again, Orion Thurston is how he prefers the pronunciation. OT, we'll call him. He gets the Huskies onto the board. Now Henderson has it. Top of the circle. Dumps it off for Bondi. He does a running left-handed hook for the lane. No good. Rudall gets the rebound. Trying to get rid of it as he was losing his balance. But he didn't do so soon enough. And he was called for traveling as he fell to the floor. Bring it back the other way now. UNO will pass it in from underneath their basket. Just underway from Hallenbeck. 17:55 left first half. 3-2 Nebraska Omaha on top. Along with Jerry Voss, I'm John Schroeder.
Seth Bondi had a classic hook shot, one you don't see too often.
Yeah, you see a lot of the jump hooks now, but not so many of the running hooks anymore.
That's right. He had a beautiful hook shot.
Went to the left hand. Mavericks pass it in now. Henderson out on top. Dumps it off on his left wing to Neal. Now Trent Neal will dribble back out on top. Loops it to the right wing to Olson. Back to Neal. The Huskies have dropped into a 2-1-2 zone. Left wing pass comes to Henderson. Back to Neal at the point. Right wing to Olson. Had it knocked away by Springer and recovered by Thurston. OT will slow it up now. Lets everybody pass behind him, and now he'll enter the front court. Huskies with a chance to take the lead. Thurston dribbles to the right wing. Still on the move. Dumps it off for Poole in the right corner. Had it knocked out of his hands, out of bounds by Henderson. The Huskies will keep it. Pass in from the right corner by Ryan Thurston for the Huskies. Gets it in now for Springer. He'll leave it for Thurston, who will come back out on top. And the Huskies will set up their double low post offense. Thurston shoots on the run and nails it. Just inside the free throw line. Orion penetrated, then got the jumper. He has all 4 of the Husky points. They lead by 1. First lead of the night for St. Cloud State. Now Neal out near the timeline. Whistle and a foul called on Thurston as he was really in the face of Trent Neal, who the Husky coaches thought double dribbled, but eventually they called Thurston for reaching in.
I was just going to comment on what a tremendous job Orion was doing on Neal, and then he was called for the foul.
Pass in now. Neal has it, dribbles to the right wing. Now tries moving by Thurston. Instead dumps it off for Bondi, high post. Now out on top. On the wing with it is Henderson. Back to the point. Neal, left wing is intercepted by Springer, who's coming down on the fast break. Springer goes.
Love Springer because he plays so hard, as we mentioned last week. He's dynamite on the court. He's all over the place.
And at 6'4", he's got great leaping ability. Gets his second dunk of the year there. The Huskies have scored 6 in a row. They're up by 3. Out on top, whistle, foul called against Poole.
Their defense tonight, John, is more tenacious than I've ever seen it. They're playing like they're behind with a minute to go.
Poole and Rudolph were collapsing on that play against Bondi, and Poole reached in. Binky picking up his first, Huskies' second team foul. Pass in for UNO out on top, and traveling called on Neal after he got the pass in. Well, they've called a couple of tight traveling calls against Neal. Not real obvious traveling, Jerry, but they're calling it.
No, Bernie Kukar, who made both calls, will do that. He's very touchy on the traveling.
Huskies come back the other way, leading 6-3, 16-20 left, first half. Here's Harvey dribbling along the half-moon line, dumps it off for Poole, top of the circle, penetrates, brings it back out to Harvey. 3, maybe? Yes!
That's not bad for a post player to come out and shoot from 22 feet.
Harvey, his basket means the Huskies have scored 9 straight. They're up 9-3. We're 4 minutes into this ball game. Mavericks work it into the corner to Olsen. He brings it back out to the point. Henderson from the top of the key goes down the lane, whistle. Huskies 13th foul. Rudolph set up right dead center in the middle of the lane. And Henderson came right down, Jerry. It was like a locomotive coming down the lane from the top of the key, and that's why, even if it was a block, it looked like a charge because he had so much steam coming down the lane.
Well, I think Rudolph was set up long before the charge ever took place, and I honestly believe Kukar knows he missed that one. And somewhere along the line, he's going to make that up.
So at the line now is Terry Henderson, the oldest player on this Maverick team. He is 26 years old and a freshman. Free throw is good. Henderson, who did not play high school basketball, he's from Maryland, went into the Air Force, played a lot in the Air Force, and really honed his game. Second free throw also good. So it's 9-5 now. St. Cloud State backcourt pressure, a half-court trap here by the Mavericks. Harvey has it, gets it ahead in the front court to Thurston, who covers up the ball on the double team. OT is bothered to the timeline, gets it out for Springer, back to Thurston, down the lane, dumps it off. Poole. He goes cross-court to Harvey, left edge of the paint. Harvey is double teamed, still pushes it up in traffic. It's no good. Huskies were out of sync there. UNO really had him just a little bit confused. Now Neal, front court, goes to the baseline, shoots an air ball. Rebound Poole for the Huskies. Binky will front court it himself now on the dribble. Skips to his right, whistle, and a foul called. Well, that'll be against Henderson for reaching in.
Coach Hansen did a nice thing there. He put his people into a 2-2-1 zone press at half court, hoping to snap this 9-point run that the Huskies had.
Checking into the game now for UNO is Thad Mott. He's out of Pekin, Illinois, a 6'2" sophomore guard. He replaces Henderson. Pass in, Harvey nails a jumper from the right baseline. Harv has 5. The Huskies lead 11-5. Mott in for Henderson, who has 2 quick fouls here now for UNO. That could be a factor. Mott has it on the right wing. Now they work it around. Other side wing to Olsen in the corner. To Dean. Now on the right wing side to Mott. Huskies staying with that 2-1-2 zone. St. Cloud State has brought in Mark Carlson, the 6'7" freshman center. Pass underneath. Dean fakes, then shoots and banks it in on a good entry pass from the free throw line by Bondi. 11-7, St. Cloud State. Here's Thurston in the front court. He tries dribbling around Neal, pulls up, shoots off balance, banks it in, but before he shot the ball, a blocking foul was called against Neal. It's 3 team fouls now on the Mavericks. Number 1 against Neal. Huskies, as we mentioned, have brought in Carlson, who has been their best field goal shooter so far this year. Marked 39 of 62 for the field, 63%. And the Huskies also now bring in Brian Akravic, the 6'3" sophomore guard out of Cold Spring Ricori. Akravic runs down this inbounds pass from the baseline. He had to go near the timeline to get it. Now to Thurston, to Akravic, top of the circle, left corner. Harvey fakes the jumper, dribbles to the free throw line, dumps it underneath. Carlson spins it up, no good. But a foul called underneath. This will be number 2 on Neal, a blocking foul.
That is number 2, John, and that's serious because if he picks up the 3rd one in this half, we've got 14 minutes to go.
The starting guards, the top 2 scorers for Coach Bob Hansen, each have 2 fouls. Trent Neal and Terry Henderson, who has already got to the bench. Now Neal over talking to Hansen on the sidelines, and you know, Jerry, the coach had to say, hey, let him drive. You know, you cannot pick up that 3rd foul, like you said.
That's right.
Just too early. Mark Carlson for the Huskies at the free throw line to shoot a double. Free throw is up and in and out, no good. Spins out of there. Carlson averaging 8.7 points per game, 4.4 rebounds. As we mentioned, a very good field goal shooter, hitting 72% of his free throws so far this year. Out of Fort Dodge, Iowa, the freshman puts it up and in. So he makes 1 of 2. The Huskies have a 12-7 lead. They come out in full court pressure. Mott has it, backcourt. Gets it off for Olsen. Now to Neal, back to Mott. He's still behind the timeline. Now back to Neal, and he crosses the timeline, left side, front court. Pass to the high post. Here's Troy Dean. Cross court, right wing to Olsen, back to Dean. He's open, and there for the jam.
That's an easy dunk for that big boy.
Husky zone collapsed on Olsen as the ball came to the right wing, and Dean was open on the weak side. 12-9, St. Cloud State. Thurston, front court, bounce pass, left side, comes to Akravic on the half-moon line. Back to the point, Springer to Harvey in the lane, back out to Akravic on the wing. Back to Harvey, that pass deflected and recovered by Olsen. He starts a 2-on-2 break. Pass into the lane, knocked away and out of bounds by Springer. It'll stay with the Mavericks, but good defense by Scott Springer.
That's good hustle. He saved a possible 2 points on the layup.
So a 13:38 left first half. It'll be a baseline pass in here, front court for the Mavericks. Trent Neal will throw it in. He gets it in for Olsen on the right side. Now into Dean. Turnaround 6-footer is hard off the rim. No good. Rebound Springer, and as he was falling to the floor, he got it off for Thurston. Now OT into the front court. Right wing pass to Harvey. It went off his hands and out of bounds.
Yeah. That's 2 in a row by Harvey. 2 turnovers.
It's the first time that the Mavericks, this year that is, have started the conference season with 3 straight wins since 1984. And they opened with 12 wins in a row and went on to the conference title. Mavericks 3-0 coming into this ballgame. They've got it now front court with Olsen. To Thad Mott, right wing. Bounce pass back out to the point. Neal, he shoots the 21-footer off the back rim. Rebound is tapped out to Olsen. In the corner to Mott. Takes a dribble. He's covered. Back out to Neal. He'll shoot another 3. This one's good from the top of the key.
He has good range. He's very strong. With strong arms, strong shoulders.
Neal shooting 26 of 72, about 36% from three-point range coming in. He's got a couple of trays. Now Thurston, front court, dumps it off. Carlson, left baseline, went down the line, and a whistle and a foul called on Carlson's move to the bucket. He was fouled by Bondi. First foul on Sven Bondi, the freshman forward. That's 13 fouls against UNO. Now into the game comes Phil Cartwright, the 6'10", 230-pound sophomore. He'll replace Bondi. Also in for the Mavericks comes Thor Palomore, their leading scorer of a year ago, now relegated to a player off the bench, a Chicago native, 6'4" junior. He's into the ball game for Neal. Baseline pass in Huskies. Comes to Harvey. Fadeaway 10-footer is good.
A nice out-of-bounds play or inbounds play by the Huskies.
7 for Harvey. 14-12 with St. Cloud State lead. 12 and a half minutes left first half. Thad Mott now playing the point in Neal's absence for the Mavericks. Dumps it off for the off guard in the situation. Palomore to the free throw line. Olsen, a dribble. Shoots and scores. A step into the lane. First basket for Dan Olsen. St. Cloud State has brought in Stuart Kramer, the freshman forward. He was guarding Olsen on that shot. We're tied at 14 now. 12-10 left first half. Pass into the right corner. Poole out to Thurston on the right wing side. Has the ball above his head. The Mavericks staying with that man for man. Now to Binky at the free throw line. Goes down the lane. Had it knocked away. It's recovered by the Mavericks. Pass ahead. Dean to Palomore. Goes in on the layup whistle, and he is fouled by Harvey. Fourth team foul against the Huskies. The first of the night on Mark Harvey. Thor Palomore will be at the line to shoot two. Last year, Palomore was 24th in the NCC in scoring, averaging 11.1 points per game in conference. His now graduated teammate Tim Adamek was the top scorer last year in conference play for the Mavericks. Adamek averaged 13.1 points per game, but he was only 18th in the league in scoring. That was part of the problem for the Mavericks last year as they finished in the second division of the NCC right in front of the Huskies. UNO finished 6 and 12 in conference, good for 7th place. Free throw by Palomore, no good, Jerry.
Palomore is not starting, but he's playing a lot. He's had 86 field goal attempts already this year. 29 free throw attempts, so you know he's a lot of playing time.
Last year, Palomore started the season very strongly, but at least in terms of his scoring, he tailed off in the second half. He missed some practice time this year. He was starting earlier this season, but he's now a backup for Bob Hansen. Second free throw is good. The Huskies have brought Craig Kluge into the ball game, the 6-foot sophomore guard out of Edina. He's got it now and across the timeline on his dribble. Kluge is at the point. He is now the backup in the absence of Lance Padon. Pass to Kramer, left baseline. He tried to set up for the jump shot, and he was fouled from the side by Mott. Thad, T-H-A-D, Mott, M-O-T-T. He is the sophomore backup guard for the Mavericks, his first foul. 16 foul UNO. Stuart Kramer at the line to shoot two for the Huskies. Number 33, Kramer puts it up and in. I'm sorry, Stewart wears number 32 in his home whites and 33 on the road. First point for Kramer, our second tie at 15. Second free throw is up, off the front rim, no good, rebound Mavericks. So the Huskies get one of two free throws, we're tied, and UNO comes back the other way with Dan Olson. Out on top, his pass comes to Mott, dribbling right to left along the perimeter, and his bounce pass intended for Palomore went off the foot of Poole, and they whistle it down. Sideline passing, Mavericks comes out on top now to Olson. Stops his dribble, dumps it off from Mott, back to Olson, top of the key, out of Mott, right wing side. He dribbles around Kluge, passes in the lane, open as Cartwright, his jumper is good.
Cartwright is 6'10" sophomore from St. Louis Park, Minnesota.
He was a Mr. Basketball nominee in St. Louis Park a couple of years ago. 17-15 now. The Husky trail is 2, and down the lane goes Kluge, and he is fouled. He was triple teamed as Kluge saw a seam, went into the paint, and a foul on the Mavericks. I think it's going to be on Cartwright.
Craig Kluge would know Cartwright quite well because Craig played at Edina and Cartwright at St. Louis Park, so I'm sure they know each other very well.
Greg Kesty reports to the Huskies.
Greg Kesty comes in for St. Cloud State. He will spell Harvey at center. Kesty, the 6'7" freshman out of Eden Prairie, is seeing more and more playtime for St. Cloud State. Kluge at the line to shoot a pair. Free throws off the back rim, no good. St. Cloud State, 72% from the line overall this year, but since the NCC began, the Huskies making 84% of their free throws. Second throw by Kluge is good. He makes one of two. The Huskies down by one, 17-16. There's the press by St. Cloud State. Full court pressure. Olson has it. He dribbles up and into the front court on the pass now to Bondi. Back out on top. Mott has it. Bounce pass left wing. Here's Olson. Lobs to the high post. Cartwright double team. Dumps it off. Right baseline. Open as Palomore shoots, and it's long on the rim. Rebound opposite side to Olson, and he banks it in on a nice jumper.
Olson's a very smooth ball player. 6'7", but he's very, very smooth.
4 points for Dan Olson. 19-16 UNO. 10:35 left. At the point is Kluge. Bounce pass left baseline. Kramer takes a dribble towards the basket. Cross-court pass. Comes to Poole. His shot is blocked by Cartwright. Binky gets it back and puts it in the overtime.
You got that right, John. Right over the top of a 6'10" ball player. A nice job.
Poole at 23 Tuesday gets his first two tonight. 19-18 UNO. Mavericks come back the other way. Bondi has it out on the perimeter. Now they get it to Olson, top of the key. Palomore right wing, dribbles with his left hand, down the lane, dumps it off, and Cartwright missed the layup. It's tapped up and off, no good. Cartwright gets it back and scores.
Oh, what good size will do.
Phil Cartwright with a couple of buckets off the bench. Mavericks now lead it 21-18. Here come the Huskies, top of the key. Kluge dumps it off to his right to Kramer. Back to Poole. Shoots the three, and that's good. Three-pointer by Binky Poole, who is nailing 34% of his shots from that range. In NCC play, Binky's made 46% of his trays. We're tied at 21, our third tie of the night. Here's Olsen. Dribbles to the left wing, shoots, banks it in off the glass from 12 feet out, and he had to shoot over Kesty to do it. Both players 6'7", but Kesty, the Huskies' shot block leader, so that was a good effort by Olsen. Mavericks out on top again, 23-21. Here's Kluge now, dribbling to his left along the circle. Brings it back up for Kramer. He'll shoot, partially blocked by Bondi. Loose ball rebound came to Cartwright, and he was fouled by Kesty. First foul on Greg Kesty, the freshman, 15 foul Huskies. Last year, UNO was 8th in the NCC. They were 9th in the conference in 1988. So Bob Hansen, who is the dean of coaches in this league and has a very respectable record over the years, has had a couple of off years, but he may change that this season. Here's Hansen now, or Olsen rather, goes down the lane. He missed the dunk, and Cartwright hung on the rim on that missed dunk, and he's called for the technical foul.
And the reason he was called for the technical, because he hung on the rim without trying to protect himself. He didn't have to protect himself from injury, therefore it's a technical.
Yeah, you can hang on the rim if you're in heavy traffic,
yes,
and you as a player feel that if you come down, you could injure yourself. And we see that an awful lot. But the official felt that he hung on needlessly in that situation, made the call.
And no one is protesting the call. Even Coach Hansen shook his head to say, yeah, that's an outright.
Nice move by Olsen to get it off to Cartwright. It was wide open, but he missed the dunk and then again hung on that collapsible rim. So at the other end, Binky Poole's free throws go. 6 points now for Poole. He'll get another free throw. This is a two-shot technical situation. This could tie it.
And he is our best free throw shooter at 81%.
Second one is off the back rim, no good. So it's 23-22 UNO. The Huskies will have a midcourt pass in with 8:56 left in our opening half of play. At halftime, we're going to talk about some of those NCAA rule changes as they affect college basketball. We'll hear from Bob Hansen. Also, St. Cloud State player Troy Rudolph will be coming up at half. Huskies into the front court. Springer back in. Passes in the lane. Goes through the lane. Comes to Kluge. He shovels it off for Carlson, who was fouled from behind. Bondi is called on the foul as he tried to block it from behind. Mark Carlson will be at the free throw line. The Huskies are two new players in the game now, Carlson and Springer. And now Harvey comes back in, replacing Kesty.
You know, as we watch these games go by, game after game, we pick certain players that we like. I think fans do that. I do the same. I like Kluge a lot. I really do. And I like Carlson at center. I think both are very good ball players with great potential.
Carlson now will shoot two. A chance to give the Huskies a tie or perhaps the lead if he can make them both. First free throw. No good. Comes out of there. So the Huskies are struggling so far from the free throw line.
Carlson was all-state in football, all-state in basketball. That's a very rare thing, but he's an outstanding athlete.
Second free throw by Marcus, good. Huskies unofficially 5 of 10 now from the line. Here come the Mavericks breaking the full court pressure. They work it underneath to Cartwright. He's bumped from behind and the foul called. This will be on Carlson, his first. 16 foul against St. Cloud State, so Cartwright will go to the stripe.
16 foul.
Phil Cartwright, 6'10", and just a sophomore. Last year he was third in the NCC in field goal percentage, shot 58% from the field. Throws up a brick here, though, off the back rim. No good on the free throw. His nickname is Hoss. Second free throw is good. So 1 of 2 has been the rule of the night virtually here tonight. Players missing the first, making the second. 24-23 Nebraska-Omaha with 8.5 minutes left first half. Kluge into the front court for the Huskies. Craig again is playing the point tonight. In relief of Thurston, Kluge dribbles to his left, stops at the top of the circle, dumps it off on his right to Harvey. Harvey looks in, brings it out for Poole, top of the key. Right wing, Springer takes a dribble to the baseline, brings it back out on the bounce to Harvey, right wing. Passes in the lane. Carlson spins it up in the right hand.
That was a great assist and a nice drop step and a beautiful layup by Carlson.
Carlson at 6'7", using his quickness to get around Cartwright that time. Huskies go on top, 25-24. Olsen, front court. Passes in now to the low post. Henderson is fouled from behind. That'll be on Poole.
Carlson does have a nice move with his back to the basket. He cannot play facing the basket, but when he gets the ball with his back to the basket, he's awfully good.
Henderson has come back in, as we mentioned. Also into the ballgame for UNO is Reggie Ward, a rugged-looking 6'7" freshman forward out of Bolton, Illinois, wearing a heavy left knee brace. Free throw by Henderson is no good. One more coming for Terry Henderson, who has sat for much of this first half with 2 fouls. Second free throw off the back rim. And the rebound of Carlson. So neither team shooting especially well from the line so far. Huskies maintain their 1-point lead. Kluge, front court for St. Cloud State. Passes to his left wing. Harvey has it. He dribbles around Ward. Goes to the line and scores on the layup.
That was a very nice drive by Mark Harvey.
Not too often will you see Harvey out quick an opponent.
No, and he did it easily.
27-24, St. Cloud State. Mavs come back the other way. Olsen passes in, low post, right side. Henderson turns, shoots, and hits. First field goal tonight for Terry Henderson. He's got 4 points. 27-26 now. St. Cloud State's lead down to 1 whistle. And the officials stop play as they're going to mop up underneath the basket where apparently one of the players had fallen. Palomore now comes back in for the Mavericks. He'll replace Dan Olsen.
So far, I'm sorry, John, so far in this game, the Huskies have completely closed down the fast break of Omaha.
Husky basketball coming your way on AM 1240, WJON St. Cloud. From Hallenbeck, John Schroeder and Jerry Voss. Huskies get it now and into the front court. Springer down the left baseline, shoots on the run from 8. That's off the mark, no good. Rebound tapped way out and recovered by Poole, who shoots from 24 feet, and it was blocked by Henderson. Loose ball comes to Palomore. He starts a 3-on-3. Fadeaway 13-footer by Thor. Ribs around and drops. Well, it wasn't a classic swish by any means, but he got the roll.
No, it was a fadeaway jump shot.
3 points for Palomore, 28-27 Mavericks. Now Kluge penetrates and draws the foul from Mott. Foul on Thad Mott, his second, and Craig Kluge will be at the free throw line. He'll shoot the bonus here. Jerry Kluge had been playing the off guard for the Huskies and at the point, but primarily off guard while Lance Paddock was around. Now that Paddock has left the program, Kluge will be the backup point guard, and Butch Raymond is giving him extended playing time here, maybe to try to work into that role.
Yes, and he does look good. He has a good peripheral vision. He's a good feeder.
His free throw is good. Kluge has one more coming. He's a rugged player, 6 feet tall, built well, can shoot the three-pointer, but he also loves to penetrate.
Yes, he does. And the reason he was playing off guard was because he is such an outstanding shooter. At Edina, he was one of the best shooters in the state.
Second free throw by the left-hander is up and good. Kluge makes them both. He's got 3 points. Trent Neal back in now for UNO. Full court pressure. Neal has it across the timeline. Pulls up. He'll shoot for the lane and banks it up and off. No good. Rebound Cartwright. He puts it back in.
That time they came down with a 2-on-1 and they scored. They got the break.
UNO goes back out on top. 30-29. Cartwright has 7. 6:20 left first half. Kluge into the front court. Dribbles to the free throw line. Stops now. Brings it out to Springer beyond the top of the circle. Passes to his left on the wing to Poole. Underneath, Kluge has it go off his hands. It was twice deflected, recovered by Cartwright. Ahead on the fast break, Henderson. He is fouled by Poole, and that'll be 3 fouls on Binky.
Binky will have to sit down.
And now coming in for his first action as a Husky is Tim Remy. He's going to run 42 in his home whites. Remy, the 6'4", 175-pound sophomore, out of Blaine High School and out of Coon Rapids, Minnesota. He'll come in at the off guard. And Butch Raymond also will make several other substitutions. He'll bring out Carlson. Also, Kluge leads the team. Poole obviously coming out for Remy. Thurston. And Rudall back in. And Rudall has not played in a while. Free throw is in and out and back in again for Henderson.
Remy played at Blaine High School for Kenny Novak Jr. And an outstanding shooter from the outside.
Second free throw short. Rebound comes to Ward. His shot blocked from behind by Remy. Loose ball comes to the side, recovered by UNO. Pass in Ward. Turnaround 6-footer, no good. A big one-handed shovel shot on that one. Then the rebound comes to Springer. He'll leave it for Thurston. The Huskies will come into the front court. Harvey has it, right wing. Three, maybe. Yes! 12 points for Harvey to lead the Huskies, and they're up by one, 32-31. Just over 5.5 minutes left, first half. Palomore has it, front court, left corner for the Mavs. He tried to pass it back out on top, but he lost it. Under pressure from Rudolph, and the Huskies get it back.
Reminder,
Backcourt pass in St. Cloud State. Slowly into the front court of the dribble now comes Orion Thurston for St. Cloud State. Dumps it on. Open in the right corner. Remy's first shot as a Husky is blocked out of bounds cleanly by Henderson. Boy, what an induction for Michigan basketball.
Not the truth. I was watching Remy at warm-up pregame, and he looks very good from the outside.
And now the Huskies attempting to pass the ball in. Thurston could find no one, so he called a timeout. 5:22 left first half. Huskies 32, Mavericks 31. We'll be back to Hallenbeck in 1 minute. St. Cloud State 11 of 17 from the field. UNO 12 of 18 so far in field goal shooting attempts. Earlier tonight, St. Cloud State won in women's play. The Huskies victorious 88-60 over the Mavericks. Now the Huskies pass in. Rudolph has it, but it's knocked out of his hands by Neal and recovered by the Mavericks. They come into the front court. Neal, he shoots off balance, banks it up and in. A 12-foot off balance jumper as he hung in midair endlessly and hit the jump shot.
The Omaha players use the glass extremely well.
8 points now for Trent Neal. 33-32 UNO. 5 minutes to the half. Rudolph shoots left wing. That's good.
John, that may be his first shot tonight. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think it is. That's his first basket for sure, and it may have been his first shot.
I believe so.
Rudolph was on the bench for an extended period there in the first half. 34-33 UNO. Mavericks back the other way with Neal to Henderson on the left wing. He'll shoot from 19. That's no good. Rebound Ward in the lane. Puts it up. In and out. No good on the follow. Good rebound by Harvey. Clears it out now for Thurston. The Huskies on the break. OT left side pass. Deflects to Rudolph. Shoot! Rudolph about half a second to set up on that break. And to react to that tip ball, Jerry, didn't seem to ruin his shooting rhythm at all.
Not at all.
36-33 Huskies. Palomore has it. Left wing, front court for the Mavericks. Top of the circle now to Cartwright. To Neal. Shoots the three. That's good from the right corner.
He is not afraid to put it up. He'll shoot it from any place on the court.
Yeah, and 3 of his 4 baskets now are three-pointers. 4 minutes to the half. We're tied at 36. Harvey at the high post for SCSU. Gets it out for Remy. Takes the shot from the free throw line. Dumps underneath to Harvey, who draws.
You're not far from being right because Harvey thought he was fouled.
14 now for Harvey on a good feed from Remy. 38-36 now a whistle. Foul on Thurston, who was trying to fight through a pick from Cartwright, and Butch Raven and the Huskies don't like the call.
Number 14 for Ryan
And I think what Butch is probably thinking was that the foul was not significant and it had nothing to do with the play.
That's 2 fouls on Orion. At the line now, in the bonus situation, will be Phil Cartwright for UNO.
Phil Cartwright at the free throw line.
7 points for the big 6'10 center. His free throw is good. Also in NCC basketball tonight, North Dakota is at Morningside. North Dakota State at South Dakota. And Mankato State hosting Northern Colorado. We'll get some scores for you at halftime. Second free throw by Cartwright is short, and the rebound Rudolph. The Huskies have the ball. A 1-point lead, 38-37, 3.5 minutes to the half. Here's Thurston, front court. He'll go down the lane. OT puts it up, no good. And a whistle. I'm not sure what that call is. Is it a charge?
I think it's a charge. And I think they'll be shooting a 1-and-1 because it was after
Number 14 for Ryan Thurston. That's his third personal. Number 20, Greg Kluge
At first, I thought the official was calling jump ball, Jerry, because he put 2 fingers straight up in the air, but what he was signaling was foul on number 14.
Yeah.
Now Thurston comes out with his 3rd foul, and he's getting a talking to by Butch Raymond on the bench. Kluge back in at the point. Free throw, Cartwright is good. He gets the bonus. One more coming for Cartwright. He ties it up there at 38. Second throw is also good, so UNO back out on top by way of the free throw. 39-38. Now the Mavericks in that half-court trap again. Rudolph has it backcourt. He dribbles around one man. Henderson into the front court, gets it off for Harvey. Now to Kluge on the right wing. Now Craig will bring it back out on top on the dribble and set the offense. Kluge goes to the free throw line, dumps it off. Harvey, three in the left corner. That's off the rim, no good. Long rebound tapped out, controlled by Henderson. 2-on-2. Henderson goes around Remy and banks it up and in off the glass.
That was an outstanding move, almost a pro move from the free throw line. He glides in and lays it off the glass.
7 for Terry Henderson as those UNO guards are starting to hit stride now. And as the Huskies bring it back the other way, we've got a foul called against the Mavs. This will be on Palomore for reaching in. Olsen comes back in for the Mavericks. For the Huskies, Rudolph and Springer will come out. Kramer and Carlson come back into the game. 38 points for St. Cloud State right now. Kluge could change that as he's at the line with 2:53 left. The Huskies down by 3. Kluge's free throw is good.
Kluge is 80% from the free throw line this year.
And all 4 of his points tonight have come from the stripe. He's 4 of 5 in free throw shots tonight. Second one, in and out and back in. 41-40 Mavericks. The Huskies in their full court pressure. Olsen has it, still in the backcourt. Neal now, and he waves everybody out and will bring it ahead. Neal works off the pick and pop right into the timeline. Dribbles to the baseline, brings it back out. Henderson is passing the lane, deflected, recovered by Kramer. Gets it off now, and into the front court with the dribble comes Kluge for the Huskies. They're down by 1. Kluge, top of the circle, down the left edge of the paint, tried to throw it up over Cartwright, partially blocked. Loose ball, whistle, foul on the Huskies. As Kramer going after that loose ball, fouled Troy Dean. First foul on Kramer, and we'll come back to the other end for a bonus free throw. And Jerry, we have had a slew of free throws so far in this half.
We really have. It's been a rough game, but not a ragged game, but quite physical. Coach Raymond just called Kluge over to talk to him about that particular drive. He wants Kluge to set up the offense and wait for the good shot. He's driving out of control on that particular play.
Dean's free throw is no good, in and out. The Mavericks 5 of 11 from the line. The Huskies improving their percentage. Mavericks now 5 of 12, and the Huskies 8 of 12. They started out rugged, but they've picked up their percentage a bit. Here comes St. Cloud State with Kluge at the point. Stops, lobs it into the left corner to Springer. He tried to get it back out on top, and it went off the thigh of Neal and out of bounds. 41-40, the Maverick lead. St. Cloud State with a baseline passing. Kluge will throw it in. Now Pat Mott puts it in the right where he plays it up. Kluge calls on a play. Tossing it in to the left of his basket. Tried to get it in the lane, but it was deflected, knocked away, and recovered by the Mavericks. The Huskies have had problems all year long on their baseline inbounds play, and they turned it over there. Now Olsen, lob pass, right baseline. Dean's turnaround 8-footer, no good. Loose on the baseline, it goes out of bounds, and it will go to St. Cloud State.
St. Cloud is playing good basketball. They're hanging in with this very big team, a talented team.
Huskies down by 1 with the basketball in less than 2 minutes to go first half. Kluge, right-hand dribble into the front court. Bounce pass to the high post. Kramer lobs in over the head of Carlson, out of bounds. Turnover SCSU. Backcourt pass in now. Thad Mott, the sophomore guard, will front court it for UNO. Dribbles to the free throw line, shoots on the run, that comes out, no good. Rebound is tapped out to Mott. He tried to get it back underneath, but it went off Harvey and off the underside of the rim, and the Huskies recover. Now Kluge into the front court. Dishes off, Remy shoots for 3. Right wing, that's an air ball. A lot of adrenaline pumping, I'm sure, in Tim Remy right now in his first Division II collegiate appearance. Mavericks get it back. Top of the circle is Dean. Right wing to Henderson. Bounce pass, low post, right. Turnaround jump shot is good by Cartwright. 12 points for Cartwright, whose career high previous to this year was 14 in a game against St. Cloud State last year. In a game so far this year, Cartwright has had 21, so he's got a ways to go to reach that high. Here's Kramer in the lane, pushes up a forced turnaround jump shot way off the mark, and the Mavericks get it back.
And he had no place to go.
45 seconds left in the half. UNO leads by 3. They've got the basketball. Dribbling along the perimeter now is Mott, and he lost it. It was recovered. Loose ball picked off by Kramer. And his pass is intercepted in the front court by Olson. It starts a 2-on-1. Olson might have gotten away with a walk. Henderson goes in, misses the layup, and a foul is called. Boy, both teams playing extremely ragged right now.
Yeah.
Now Kramer leaves. Brian Ankerbeck comes back in for the Huskies at a wing. At the line will be Terry Henderson.
Brian Ankerbeck reports into the Huskies.
27 seconds left, first half, 3-point. Nebraska-Omaha lead. Free throw is good by Henderson. 8 points now for Terry. Second free throw coming. That's also good. So the Mavericks extend the lead. They're now up by 5. That's their biggest lead so far tonight with 20 seconds left first half. 45-40. Huskies will go for the final shot. Harvey has it. To Ackerbeck, top of the circle plus 15 seconds. Hands it off for Kluge, who comes right behind him, and he backs off with 10 seconds left. Kluge to the top line. Bounce pass, high post Carlson. Dumps it off. Remy shoots from the free throw line. That's off the rim. No good. Rebound knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Mavericks with 1 second left. So if the Huskies can work an effective inbounds play here, they'll get a shot. Baseline pass in by Kluge. Looks to get in. Lobs it out on top. Remy throws it up off balance at the buzzer. It's no good, and we are at halftime. Nebraska-Omaha, which played a more solid second half of that first half. Neither team played all that well, but UNO held slight advantage, and they have their biggest lead of the game at halftime. 45-40. We're listening to St. Cloud State Husky basketball. Harvey, Poole, and Thurston. UNO will go with a lineup that includes their original starters with one exception. Cartwright is in for Bondi at a forward. Rudall has it now. Free throw line. He moves to his right on the dribble, shoots the 15-footer. No good. Long rebound is tapped out, recovered by Thurston right near the timeline, and he has to do a bit of a tightrope back to avoid the over and back. High post pass now to Rudall, right wing. Poole, 3, maybe, no, off the back rim. Rebound, bounds out of bounds. Rudall tries to save it, but can't do so, and almost runs into the base drum by the SCSU prep band.
The first 2 minutes of the second half are always critical.
UNO with its biggest lead at halftime, and that's the current score, 45-40 Mavericks, as Trent Neal brings it into the front court. The Huskies in man-for-man defense. Neal almost walked with the ball. Gets it out for Olson. Back to Neal now on the left wing for the Mavs. Wide open is Troy Dean. He'll shoot from 16 feet out. No good, but it's tapped in by Henderson. Henderson used his great athletic ability to jump above the Huskies, get the field goal. He's got 11. 47-40 Mavericks. Here come the Huskies. Poole has it on the right wing. To Harvey, top of the circle plus. Rudall, low left wing. Brings it back out to Poole, top of the key. Fakes the 3, goes down the lane, moves around 3 Mavericks. Tried to shovel it through to Rudall, but it was deflected and out of bounds.
Mavericks are picking up man-to-man on the inbounds.
Baseline pass in by OT. Gets it to Harvey, goes down the right baseline. The Bush is good.
Harvey is showing good movement tonight.
16 points now for Mark Harvey. 47-42 Nebraska-Omaha. Comes UNO out of the front court. Right wing is Olson. Dribbles twice with the left hand to the free throw lane. Dumps it off, and missing the layup is Dean. Loose ball overcovered by Cartwright, and he gets another garbage bucket.
And the Huskies are getting killed on the offensive board.
14 points for the big center Cartwright. 49-42 Nebraska-Omaha. Here come the Huskies. High post Rudall beyond the free throw line. Looks underneath. Nobody there. Dumps it off now for Springer on the left wing. He's guarded by Neal. Springer takes a dribble. Cross-court pass off the hands of Harvey and out of bounds. Turnover St. Cloud State. They're 12th for the night. Pass in. Backcourt now for the Mavericks. Leading 49-42. There's Trent Neal into the front court. He's guarded by Thurston. Goes to the left wing on the dribble. Gets it for Henderson in the corner. He's checked by Poole. Back out to the free throw line. Cartwright now to Neal. He'll shoot the 3. 21 feet away off the back rim. No good. Rebound to Binky. He starts the break now for the Huskies down the middle. Poole now will slow it up and leave it for Thurston, who will begin the offense. OT, top of the circle. Cuts to his left on the dribble. Dumps it off for Poole. Backing off is Binky. Look at the dribble. Brings it back out now for Thurston. Left corner, Harvey. He tries the three-pointer. That's off the back rim. But the long rebound is run down by Harvey on the wing. Penetrates. Dumps it off for Springer in the paint. He bobbled it, and he'll dribble it back out to free himself. Now to Harvey. Free throw line. Cross court. Rudall. Right box. Missed it, but he was fouled. First foul of the second half. Nebraska-Omaha. And it'll be on Cartwright, his second. Foul situation, the Huskies starting guards, Poole and Thurston, each have 3 fouls. 5 different players for UNO have 2 fouls each. They do not have a player with 3 fouls yet.
And Troy will be at the line for 2.
Rudolph has had a history of late of having slow first halves and big second halves. He had 4 points in the first half of this one and misses the first free throw. Against North Dakota State a week ago, that game which the Huskies won 64-61, Rudolph had 13 of his 17 points in the second half. He did the same thing the following night, and the Huskies lost to North Dakota. And the Huskies win against South Dakota State in the NCC tournament. Rudy had 4 first-half points and finished with 16. He hits the free throw here, 1 of 2. He's got 5 now, 49-43 Mavericks. They lob it into the front court to Henderson, breaking the full court pressure. Now they work it out. Neal shoots a 3, off the back rim, long rebound, comes to Poole. Pinky is double teamed, collapsed upon, loses the ball. It's recovered by the Mavericks, ahead to Henderson, wide open for the gorilla jam.
It's unfortunate.
13 now for Henderson, 51-43 UNO, their biggest lead. 8-point advantage now for the Mavericks. Huskies have it. Harvey, right wing to Poole. 3, maybe. Top of the circle. Rims out. No good. Rebound. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Mavericks. Cartwright got his hands on it. And then when Olsen tried to save it, it deflected off him and out of bounds. Baseline pass in front court for St. Cloud State. They trail 51-43. Thurston lobs it in for Harvey on the right wing. Mark penetrates. Finger roll. Missed it. Tapped it up and in and out. No good. Rebound, Springer, his 6-footer comes out. Harvey battles for the board. He puts it up. It's blocked by Cartwright. Rebound, right baseline. Harvey now out to Thurston. He'll shoot from 15. That's off the back rim. And then a whistle and a foul as Neal pushed off against Springer to get that rebound.
Well, we had a lot of action there. 4 field goal attempts by the Huskies, and they could not put it down.
Non-shooting foul. 3rd foul on Trent Neal, the second this half against the Mavericks. Pass in, baseline by Thurston. Finally gets it into Rudolph. He'll shoot from the right corner. That's good.
And that certainly was a big basket.
Rudolph's second tray of the year. He's got 8 now. 51-46. That is a big bucket. Draws the Huskies to within 5. We're almost 4 minutes now into the second half as the Maverick guards playing catch with it on the perimeter. Olsen out of the right baseline to Bondi. They lob it back out on top. Neal fakes the 3. Continues his dribble to the wing. Goes to Olsen. Left corner. Switch. From about 18 feet out, Dan Olsen with his 4th field goal. He's got 8. 53-46 Mavericks. 15:45 left. Huskies in the front court with Thurston at the point. Passes to his left on the perimeter to Harvey. Back to OT. Top of the key. Dribbles to his left, bounces it off. Behind him to Poole, now in the lane. Rudolph double team, brings it out to Harvey in the left corner. Back out, left wing, here's Poole. Into Rudolph, left block, he'll muscle it up over Cartwright, no good. Rebound tapped out by Cartwright to Neal, and he'll start the break. Trent Neal down the middle, it's a 3-on-3, cuts to his left, goes down the paint and lays it in, moving around Thurston.
Went from his right, changed to the left hand, for the underhand left-handed layup off the glass.
First 2 this half for Neal. He's got 13 on the night. The Mavericks now have their biggest lead of 9, 55-46. Timeout Huskies.
St. Cloud Hospital.
Grab the best seat in the house for Timberwolves and North Star games at the Ultimate Sports Bar and Grill of Wade Park and catch all the action, plus the Telex Sports Update. The Ultimate Sports Bar and Grill, the best place to enjoy. West of the overpass on Division.
Springer that will not go down. The rebound comes to UNO. Mavericks holding their biggest lead of the night, 55-46. About 14 and a half minutes left on a traveling violation called against Trent Neal.
This is a 3rd violation against Neal.
Backcourt pass in now. Pinky Poole will get it to Orion Thurston, and the Huskies will begin their offense. Into the front court. Thurston dumps it off for Springer to Rudolph beyond the free throw line. Bounce pass into Harvey. He'll try a 10-foot fadeaway from the left baseline. It's good. Well, he shot over 2 Mavericks there, Jerry.
Yeah, and he's actually falling away on the baseline.
Harvey with 18 points now for St. Cloud State. In the front half comes UNO. Dumping it off, right side near the sidelines is Olson to the high post. Free throw line, Cartwright, bounce pass, right corner, Neal. He'll fade away and nail it from 22, counted a three-pointer.
Yeah.
And he was falling away. That's his 4th tray. He's got 16, 58-48 UNO.
From the corner.
10-point lead, the first that big tonight for the Mavericks. Now the Huskies work it into Rudall underneath, and he's fouled by Olson. Binky got into the lane for St. Cloud State with his penetration, shoveled it through the lane, cross-court to Rudall, and as he tried to go up, he was fouled.
The foul is on Olson.
Dan Olson, who, as we mentioned, went to a high school in Omaha, Burke High School, and his sophomore and junior years, his team in high school was the state runner-up. His senior year, he hit the winning basket for Burke to win the state championship for his high school team. So it took him a while to get it right, but he finally did. Rudolph's free throw is good. One more coming for Rudy, who has 6 this half, 10 on the night. Second free throw, good. Hits them both. Huskies are down by 8. 58-50, full court pressure. Henderson dumps it ahead for Cartwright, who dunks. Henderson slipped past Rudolph, who was trying to draw the charge at midcourt, but he got it to Cartwright, who has 16 to lead UNO. They're up 60-50. Here's Thurston, front court for the Huskies, goes to the right baseline, puts it up and off the glass, no good, rebound, Rudolph, his follow-up won't go, and then the second rebound pulled down by Bondi for the Mavs. They come into the front court. Across the timeline now comes Neal, passes in, intended for Cartwright, deflected, but the big guy gets it and hits the two-yard jumper.
Cartwright is showing us a lot of basketball ability today.
And UNO is playing just a methodical ball game right now. They're shredding the Huskies, who are down by 12. Timeout, St. Cloud State.
Distributed by Burnix.
13 minutes left in this ball game. St. Cloud State trailing. Biggest lead of the night for UNO, 62-50 as the Huskies bring it ahead. Mark Carlson into the game, and he is bumped underneath after he got the entry pass from the wing by Poole. Carlson was fouled by Cartwright, who picks up his 3rd. The Huskies have yet to foul this half. That's team foul number 4 against Nebraska-Omaha. Craig Kluge in for the Huskies. He's at the baseline, gets it in for Rudolph. 17 feet away, jump shot short. Rebound, Kluge tries to run it down on the baseline, but it goes out of bounds. And the Mavericks will get it.
Very little right now is going in the way of the Huskies.
Trent Neal, N-E-A-L, the leading scorer and point guard of this UNO team, brings it ahead, dumps it off for Henderson. To the top of the circle, Olson, behind him to Neal. Now to Henderson, he dribbles to the free throw line, had it poked away but recovered it. Brings it back out to Neal, back to Terry Henderson on the right side. To the corner, here's Olson. Springer's all over him with tight defense. Back out to Neal, he'll back off in the dribble. 15 on the shot clock for the Mavericks. Dumps it off, Henderson. Now the bounce pass into Bondi. He's at the high edge of the lane, 10 with which to shoot. Neal, long cross-court pass to Henderson, right wing, 5 seconds. Now Henderson will shoot the 3, that's way off the mark. Rebound, went off Carlson, recovered by Rudolph, out of bounds as it was poked away by Bondi. But the Huskies will keep it. 12-point UNO lead. Now they come out with that 2-2-1 full court pressure. That trap, and it may have worked. No, almost a steal by Olson. Poole got it back. He almost throws it away. Gets it to Rudolph. Now to Springer. Bounce pass. Carlson. Call is on Bondi, his 3rd. The basket will count, and Carlson will get a chance here at the 3-point play.
This may get the Huskies back in the game. Omaha came out with a 2-2-1 zone press, which gave the Huskies trouble, but the Huskies finally broke it, and Carlson may score his 3rd point against the press.
You know, the fact that UNO almost had 2 steals on that sequence coming up against the pressure for the Huskies may have gotten them a little overzealous. And St. Cloud State ended up with a 2-on-1. Springer got it to Carlson, who nails the basket and now hits the free throw. Mark has 7, 62-53. Mavericks lob pass in against pressure. Kicks across the timeline to Bondi, and he is fouled by Kluge. That'll be the Huskies' first foul this half. First foul tonight against Kluge. And it'll be a sideline pass in on the far end at the hash mark for the Mavericks. Pass comes in from Olson to Neal. He'll dribble from right to left along the perimeter. Bounce pass left wing to Henderson. Lobs in the lane. Intended for Bondi. He had to bobble it, but he got it back. Gets it out to Olson. Now at the point. Top of the circle. Here's Neal. He'll shoot the three-pointer over Kluge, and he buried it. Jerry, you mentioned how strong he is. He's a little guy at 5'11", but he can really push up the three-pointer.
He certainly can. For him, it's a free throw for most people.
He's got legitimate 20-foot range. Now Poole on the right baseline trying to get it underneath to Carlson. It was deflected, recovered by the Mavericks for a moment, but they lost it. Kluge picks it up to Rudolph. Left side, jump shot, no good. And over the back came Mark Carlson picking up the foul. Second foul on Carlson, second team foul.
John, when you have the likes of Cartwright 6'10" and Bondi 6'7" and Olson 6'7", you can shoot three-pointers with a little more confidence.
Backcourt pressure again by the Huskies. Neal lobs it ahead to Bondi in the front court to break that pressure. Now back to Neal. He'll set the offense just standing near the timeline. 11 minutes left in regulation. The Mavericks lead by 12. Open for a moment at the free throw line was Neal, but he did not shoot. Now they bring it back out on top. Neal has it. Gets it out for Olson. Dribbles right to left. Shoots from the wing and banks it in. Another glass shot there by Olson. He's got 10. 67-53, the Mavericks' biggest lead. Huskies with Kluge top of the circle, and he traveled. I'll tell you now, Coach Raymond is getting close to a point where he's going to run out of timeouts. I bet he'd like to call another one, Jerry, although I don't know what he'd say to him.
No, there's not much you can do right now. He put Akovic in now, replacing Springer.
So the Huskies with a 5 on the court right now of Kluge, Akovic, Poole, Rudolph, and Carlson. Mavericks into the front court. Olson has it. Cross-court pass to Bondi. His fadeaway 8-footer is good. First two tonight for Sven Bondi. And the Mavericks turning this one into a rout quickly at 69-53. Here come the Huskies. Akovic has it to Rudolph. High post lobs in for Carlson. Too far. Deflects off his hands, but recovered by Kluge. He'll shoot from 16. First field goal tonight for Kluge. He's got 7 points. 69-55 Mavericks. Here comes UNO, front court. Henderson has it, right baseline, brings it out to Olson, now to Neal, right wing. Lobs in, right baseline, turnaround jumper is good by Cartwright.
Wow. And I mean, he's 10 feet out and he puts it off the glass.
They're looking like a pinball machine right now. Yep. Everything they throw up is going in, off the glass or whatever.
That's right.
20 points for Cartwright. 71-55 UNO. Here's Poole, right baseline, takes a dribble, then shoots from 13. That's off the mark, no good. Tried to bank it in. Rebound comes to Bondi. So the Mavericks equaling their biggest lead of 14. They come ahead. Here's a pass wide open for the jam. Is Cartwright, and now Raymond has to call a timeout. This game is falling apart as we watch. 18-point lead for UNO. Timeout, St. Cloud State. 90s.
We'll have your calls for our guests at Open Phone America. Join me, Jim Bohannon, for Larry King. Friday night, coast to coast, right here on this mutual station.
Huskies off their timeout, trailing big, 73-55 with just over 9 minutes left. Thurston, front court, gets it off for Kesty. He shoots and scores. An outside jumper by Greg Kesty, about a 15-footer, his first two.
Remy is also into the game.
73-57, Nebraska, Omaha. To the front court comes Neal, stops at the point. Fans thought he traveled. Gets it out for Palomore. Lobs it up high now to Cartwright. Brings it out to Neal on the left wing. UNO maybe a little bit more deliberate here. Pass to the free throw line. Comes to Palomore. And reaching it was Akovic picking up the Huskies' third foul of the second. NCC scores in at halftime. North Dakota State leading South Dakota 46-40. And about halfway through the second half, Morningside on top of North Dakota 59-56. UNO works it around the perimeter into the right corner. A long jump shot by Neal is no good. And the rebound for Akovic. He'll front court it on the dribble for the Huskies. To Harvey, right corner. Fakes the three, brings it back out to Thurston. St. Cloud State's got to be patient and work that offense. They're down by 16. High post pass to Kesty. Free throw line. His cross-court pass deflected. Loose ball came to Thurston. Gets it out to Remy. Down the right baseline. Remy tried to muscle it up. Nothing there. It wasn't blocked. It just kind of came loose as he tried to shoot it over Cartwright. It was just standing straight up with his arms in the air. And then back at the other end, Neal hits the jumper from the line.
Neal takes it down on the break all alone, one-on-one.
21 for Neal, 75-57 UNO. Here's a jumper from the lane, turns around and drops for Thurston. 6 for OT, 75-59 UNO. Back the other way now come the Mavericks. Palomore has it, shovels it underneath, intended for front right, knocked away by Akravic and recovered by Bryant. Gets it for OT. Here come the Huskies. Back to Akravic, left wing, front court. Back to Thurston, top of the circle. St. Cloud State trailing by 16. Harvey will shoot from 24. That's off the back rim, no good. Whistle, and the ball went up high and hit the shot clock. It was ruled on a play. Olsen comes back in now for the Mavericks. Coming out of the ball game is Palomore. Now a long pass ahead comes for Henderson. He's got a 2-on-1, had it shoveled away from behind by Rennie, recovered by Keski, and then Thurston almost lost it. But the Huskies keep it, they'll come into the front court. OT, top of the circle plus, guarded by Olsen. Thurston goes around him, dumps it off. Keski's left corner jumper is short. Move on Olsen. The Huskies simply frustrated here in the second half. They were down by 5 at halftime. But UNO has outscored the Huskies 30-19 this half, and they lead big. 16-point advantage right now with 6:45 left. Olsen, front court, lobs to the left baseline. His pass comes to Bondi. He works in, missed the jumper, gets his own rebound and scores. Not Bondi, but rather Troy Payne. The Huskies have been dominated both inside and out, but especially, Jerry, those big men tonight.
They really are good. Dean, Bondi, Cartwright, outstanding.
Harvey has it, right wing for the Huskies. Spins in, tried to get it back out after he tried to back in towards the lane. His attempted pass for Akravic knocked away out of bounds by the Mavericks. The Huskies will keep it. Now Cartwright will come out for a breather. Also leaving will be Olsen. Bondi will come back in. So will Palomore. And now Thad Mott comes in for Terry Henderson. Sideline passing. Akravic gets it in for Remy. Now out on top to Thurston. To Harvey at the high post, gives it back to Thurston on the give and go. OT shoots.
They gave him 3, he was just touching the line.
9 points for OT, 77-62 UNO. Comes Neal into the front court. He's guarded by Thurston. Stops at the top of the key, dumps it off for Palomore. Out of the high post to Dean. Turns to the basket. Lobs it overhead to Bondi at the free throw line. Back out, top of the key. Here's Neal. Dribbles to his left. He'll shoot on the run. That's no good, but a foul called on Thurston. That's 4 on OT. 4 team fouls as well against the Huskies. St. Cloud State basketball is a presentation of AM 1240 WJON St. Cloud. Our technician tonight is Janine Zezer. We've got Dave Schellis on the stats. Along with Jerry Voss, I'm John Schroeder from Hallenbeck.
The Mavericks are young, they're big, and they're good. When they substitute, they do not drop off in ability at all.
At the free throw line is Neal. His shot is up and good. It's the first free throw tonight for Trent Neal, who's done just about everything for this club. 11 points in each half, 22 on the night. Cartwright has 22 as well. Second free throw is good. So 23 now for Neal. 79-62 UNO. 5:45 left, with which the Huskies can try to rally, but they've got a long way to come back. Remy has it front court. Rifles into the baseline. Harvey open for Mark Harvey with a season-high 20 points. 79-64 UNO. Into the front court now comes Neal on the dribble. The Huskies staying with the man-for-man. They need pressure. Mott has it. Loops it to the right baseline to Troy Dean. Back out to Palomore. Penetrates. Tried to dump it back to Dean, but it was intercepted by Akravic. Close it off now for Thurston. Here comes SCSU, front court. OT has it between the circles on the dribble to Remy, right wing. Mavericks have been man-for-man virtually all night. Harvey, left side perimeter. Rifles it cross court. Thurston goes in. Nice hanging layup attempt for reverse. No good. Rebound. And the follow-up by Keski will come off. No good. And UNO clears the board. Mavericks bring it back now. With Neal. Cross-court pass to Palomore, left wing. To the high post, Dean. Turns to the basket, then back to Neal. He dribbles to his left, to the baseline, now to the corner. Back out to Dean. Now they work it around to the right wing side to Mott. Takes a dribble. Back to Neal. Shoots a 3. That's good. Unbelievable. What a game he's having.
He's a good ball player.
He has 6 3-pointers now and 26 points. It's 82-64 UNO. Huskies work it to Harvey at the free throw line. To Remy. He'll shoot off balance from the line. He hits it. His first foul called on Dean.
he can shoot. For the people who watch Minnesota basketball, he's a great shooter for Blaine High School. He's got good range, and he's an outstanding jump shooter.
And he has played extensively tonight in his first game as a Husky since that rule change by the NCAA, which made him eligible. Free throws off the back rim, no good. Remy misses it. It's 82-66, Nebraska-Omaha, 4:10 left. Neal now into the front half for UNO. Bounce pass to the right side. Comes to Thad Mott. He takes 2 dribbles, then brings it back out. Neal, top of the key to Palomore, right side. Further down the Red Wing side. Mott dribbles to the line. Bounce pass underneath. Is in the legs of Keeney. He covers it. Pushes up an off-balance fadeaway jumper from the right side, and he was fouled. Wasn't even close, but that's because he was fouled underneath. 15 foul on the Huskies.
And it's on Mark Harvey.
Second foul on Harv.
Troy Rudolph comes in for the Huskies. Troy's had an off night scoring-wise. Not an effort, however. He works hard. He always works hard.
10 points so far for Rudy. Dean's at the line. His free throw is good. He has 7 now. Last year, Nebraska-Omaha led the NCC in defense, giving up 69.4 points per game, but conversely, they were also last in the conference in offense, averaging only 66 points scored per game in league action. This time, Dean makes both free throws, and they've definitely exceeded their point average of last year tonight, 84-66 now. Akravic shoots a 3. That's good. The left wing, Akravic gets his first points. It's 84-69, Nebraska-Omaha. Backcourt pressure, but the Mavs break it as Mott dribbles ahead. Gets it off to Terry Henderson, who's returned, and he was held by Poole as he made his move to the baseline. Poole and Thurston each have 4 fouls right now for the Huskies. 84-69, the UNO lead with 3:27 left. Baseline pass in. Mott lobs it in, intended for Dean, knocked away by Rudolph, recovered by the Huskies. Akravic front courts it, leaves it behind him now for Thurston, who goes to the left, dumps it off for Poole. Binky fakes the shot, penetrates, brings it back out. Harvey, he'll shoot for 3. That's off the rim, no good. Rebound tapped around, whistle, foul on Rudolph, and Rudy knew it as he bumped with Olsen. And that will put UNO into the bonus. Team foul number 7 on the Huskies, number 2 on Rudolph. With 3:11 left, will come to the other end for a free throw. UNO last year 6-8. Overall on the road, 6 wins, 8 losses, 2-7 in NCC road games last year. Over the last 3+ seasons, Nebraska-Omaha is 5-22 in NCC road games, but boy, they're playing as though they own Hallenbeck Hall tonight. Free throw is good. One more coming for Olsen, who has 11 points. Second free throw by number 42 is good all the way. Nice shooting touch. 12 for Olsen, 86-69 UNO. Mavericks in a rout. Pass to the lane is knocked away, intended for Akravic, knocked away by Olsen, who now has it on a 3-on-2. His pass back to the middle, knocked away by Harvey, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Mavericks. 17-point UNO lead with 2:58 left. Baseline pass, and Mott gets it in, left corner to Olsen. Out now for Henderson, and he is fouled by Akravic.
Foul on the Huskies, number 30, Brian Akravic, that's his second personal.
Now to the ballgame comes Craig Cooney for the Huskies. Thor Palomore will come in for UNO. Thurston will leave for St. Cloud State. And Olsen will come out for the Mavericks. We mentioned that Bob Hansen, now in his 21st year with the Mavericks, is the dean of NCC basketball coaches. This school also has the most experienced NCC football coach in Sandy Buda. He's been with the Maverick program longer than any other coach has in this league when it comes to NCC football. Free throw is up and good by Henderson. His second one is also good, so Henderson makes them both. The Mavericks this half, 8 of 8 from the line, 88-69 UNO. Huskies now need points quickly. Kluge shoots the 3, top of the key, no good. Rebound Harvey, right baseline, cross court, the rebound.
He did not have the shot.
88-71 Mavericks. 2.5 minutes plus left. 2:35 on the clock. Mott has full court pressure. Works around Kluge into the front court. Brings it back out now to Henderson on the right wing side near the sidelines to Palomore. Back out on top. Pass comes to Mott. Dribbles to the right baseline. Shovels it back through the lane, and going for the dunk was Dean, but he was fouled. This foul will be on Harvey.
Number 22, Mark Harvey.
Harvey's third.
Troy Dean at the free throw line.
Kind of ironic, these two coaches coming into this ballgame tonight are equal in career victories. Free throw is up and good by Dean. He's got one more coming. Carlson in now for the Huskies, replacing Mark Harvey. Bob Hansen is in his 21st year of college coaching with a record overall coming into this game of 330 wins, 237 losses. Coach Raymond in his 20th season as a college basketball coach, also with 330 victories. Butch has fewer defeats though, 206, so he has a better winning percentage. But each coach with 330 career wins. Second free throw is up and good. Dean makes them both. 90-71, the UNO lead. Equaling their biggest advantage tonight. Here comes Kluge.
Kluge showed a very, very nice move on that. A long gliding layup.
The sophomore guard out of Medina has 9. It's 90-73 with an even 2 minutes left to go. Palomore, front court, left wing. Cutting it rolls back out to the high post to Dean. Dumps it off to Henderson, top of the key to Palomore. Right wing, he's guarded by Poole, goes around, Mickey to the baseline, shovels it up off balance, no good. Rebound is loose in the lane, recovered by Akravic. He starts at 2-on-3. Akravic, he'll shoot the 3 for the right wing, that's short. And a rebound to Mott for the Omaha squad. Thad Mott brings it ahead. Pass to Henderson, front court in the lane. Wide open is Ward. He hits it, and he is fouled.
And real defensive lapse in the game.
Reggie Ward tried to dunk. He was prevented from dunking by Chris Baudette, who has come in now for the Huskies, the 6'9" freshman center who, again, just became eligible this week. He tried to stop Ward's progress to the basket. Reggie Ward was fouled. Baudette picking up the foul. Free throw is up and off the back rim, no good. Rebound controlled by Rudolph for the Huskies. 92-73, the UNO lead. Under a minute and a half left. Akravic in the front court. Cross courts at the Pool. 3, maybe. No, it's off the back rim. And the rebound comes down to the Mavericks. Ward clears the board. UNO want to move to 4-0 in the conference, and very impressively so as they come into the front court. Top of the circle plus on the dribble is Henderson, just working time off the clock. 1 minute left now. They work it down to the right baseline on the pass to Dean. Looks in, brings it back out to Ward on the right wing. Bounce pass right corner to Dean. Back out near the sidelines. Mott, top of the circle plus to Henderson. Left wing to Palomore. Coming through the lane to get the pass now is Dean back out. Top of the circle to Henderson. 10 on the shot clock. Henderson dribbles to the line. Leaves it behind him for Mott. Shoots from 17. That's no good. Whistle and a foul call. Maybe after the shot. It'll be on Kluge.
Yes, it is after the shot. It will be 1-1.
After the shot, that's his second personal.
Last year, Nebraska-Omaha was the only team during the regular season of the North Central Conference that the Huskies swept. Free throw by Mott is good. He gets the bonus. His first point. The Huskies were either swept themselves by their NCC opponents or they split, with the exception of UNO. They beat the Mavericks both here and at the UNO Fieldhouse after losing to the Mavericks in the first round of the NCC Holiday Tournament last year in double overtime. Second free throw by Mott is also good. It's 94-73 Nebraska-Omaha. Huskies in the front court. Bounce pass in. Kluge intended for Baudette. Back out on top now. Akravic, top of the circle, goes down the lane, dumps it off. Rudolph shoots with 20 seconds left. That's short. Rebound Akravic. He had his legs chopped out from underneath him, and a foul is called on Mott. 17 foul against UNO, so for whatever it is worth, Brian Akravic will be at the line shooting the bonus.
Brian Akravic at the free throw line.
Now this will put Brian in the box score along with the tray that he scored earlier.
No free throws.
Brian is a good athlete. He does a lot of good things out there. He's a wing, but he's small.
Oh, that's only 6 fouls. I'm sorry, 6 fouls, so it's not a bonus situation. Pass in, Baudette shoots from 15. No good for the Huskies. Rebound long, comes out to Akravic. He chases it down, and now he is fouled, and now Brian will shoot the bonus. Foul out on top is on Terry Henderson. Just 10 seconds left. And Akrovic will be at the line, shooting the 1-and-1. In our post-game show, we will check NCC scores. Again, 3 other games going on in the conference tonight, and we'll look ahead and see what the Huskies need to do to recover in time for tomorrow's game here at Halifax with Northern Colorado. Free throw by Akrovic is good. One more coming for Bryant. That makes it 94-74 UNO. Second free throw up and off the back rim, no good. Chris Baudette gets the rebound. Fadeaway 8-footer is no good. Rebound Ward for the Mavericks, and he's fouled with 5 seconds left. Earlier tonight, the St. Cloud State women won, Jerry, in as one-sided a game for them as this one has been for the Maverick men, as St. Cloud State won 88-60 tonight.
Yes, the women from Omaha shot very poorly. I looked at the statistics. She shot 32% for the game. They were completely outclassed by Coach Zemer's young women tonight.
A nice win for the SCSU women, who are now 2-2 in conference and back into the NCC race. Free throw by Reggie Ward is good. He's got one more coming for the Mavericks. They now equal their biggest lead at 95-74. Second free throw also good. So a 22-point advantage for the Mavs, their biggest of the night. 3 seconds left. Into the front court. Kluge to Poole. He'll shoot the three-pointer. That's good. As the buzzer signals. They did not play well. The Huskies had a rugged night. The Mavericks play very good, and they win it 96-77. We'll begin our post-game show in 90 seconds.
Relieve stress and tension, restore energy, improve circulation, and promote relaxation with a massage from Health Systems Institute.
August Allen, perhaps.